when you're standing on a paddleboard and you can see the bottom of the ocean. You can see eagle rays swimming under, you can see fish, you can see starfish. It's magical.
There are many moments I've been fortunate to see all these animals and birds that are rare or very elusive. It's a beautiful experience. It inspires me every time.
The traditional definition of what a swamp is a forested wetland, but when you come out to Big Cypress, the swamp is so much more than that due to our mosaic landscape. We have 5 major plant communities that are found within our forested wetland, and so there's a lot more to see than just what people might think of as a swamp. In Big Cypress specifically, we have 2 different floras coming. We have one flora coming up from the tropics, and we have a flora coming down from the temperate zone, and we're in the transition zone. So it uniquely places us to have a very rare flora. And then we also have different plant communities that are uniquely shaped by differences in hydrology.
Big Cypress is very diverse, both in its wildlife and with that, its ecosystems. There are 5 broad categories. The wildlife, most of them use a variety of these habitats because a lot of times it's a pine island or a hammock island surrounded by a prairie matrix. You go a foot to the right and you're in a different habitat. Everything changes by just inches of elevation.
As you walk into a cypress dome, the entire environment changes. You're encompassed by this new energy and these beautiful trees, and you're surrounded by bromeliads in the cypress, and it's a very peaceful and transformative experience.
Swamp is a type of wetland. There are 4 broad categories of wetlands: marsh, swamp, bog, and fen. And swamp is broadly categorized as a wetland that has a lot of woody vegetation. Cypress is our main plant type, but we have pond apples and pop ash and several others. When I first came to Florida, a common complaint I heard was there's no seasons here. And as I've worked down here on the landscape, I definitely feel a change in seasons. The rains finally usually return around the end of May, and it's very pleasant to go in the swamp at this time because the water cools you down. So swamp can be mucky and muddy, but most of the time for us in Big Cypress, once our water level comes up and we have that sheet flow and that constant movement of the water is extremely clear. And it's extremely clean because the swamp filters the water for us. It's a very beautiful place. And then you wait a few months till a month like July, and you're now gonna be over knee high or waist deep in that water. It's very clean, very clear. It's a beautiful experience to see all the orchids and see all the epiphytes, plants that grow on other trees. The water's not as murky as they imagine. You can see the bottom. You can go slow if you give the wildlife its space, and walking slow so you don't slip or trip. It's a very beautiful place and is not always mucky and muddy. It's very clear and clean and beautiful.
Corkscrew is unique because we have a large expanse of managed wetland habitat and other habitats for birds and other things. It is a 13,000-acre preserve situated in Collier County, but it has been protected here since 1954. Most of the old-growth forests in Florida were being logged, and this was the one that was left, or part of it was left. We managed to protect 740 acres of old-growth bald cypress forest, which ends up being the largest stand of old-growth bald cypress left anywhere in the country. Because it's an old-growth forest, there's still undiscovered things out here that we haven't found out about yet.
Here's our green landmark cypress tree, all about the Audubon warden that was stationed here in 1912 to protect birds from plume hunters.
The current boardwalk's been here since 1995, and it brings you on an elevated pathway through these wetland environments. It helps to go slow and stop a lot because you'll notice more that way. And the slower you go, the more you'll see. Things will start happening around you. You just have to stop for a few minutes and you'll notice sometimes little birds, walking sticks or praying mantis or butterflies or little jingle bell orchids hanging in the little branches of the trees and things like that. Just look around and keep your ears open and you'll end up finding a lot while you're going around the boardwalk.
Some people like to look and listen to birds. Some people like to go botanizing, just looking for different plants and flowers. plants that grow on the surface of a tree trunk or stem. They make a community, and this is mostly a dead branch, but you can see a combination of lichens, there's ball moss, there's old man's beard, and there's even a little orchid right there. You see those green leaves? That is a butterfly orchid. This is another cool epiphyte that's a fern called the resurrection fern, also known as poor man's barometer because they curl up when they're dry. This pond apple is a favorite fruit of squirrels, raccoons, and even alligators. We call this the scarlet rose mallow. I feel that's the most stunning flower we have here. That was a whistling duck. They nest in tree cavities. They really are ducks. They're very funky looking. They have long legs, bright orange feet and beak, and their sound is very squeaky. It sounds like a rubber ducky. Oh, look at those orange feet. Oh, now there is a blue-gray gnatcatcher right here in this little branch here. And you see him, little guy going like that? Look at that little cutie. They tend to be very social. Usually there's more than one. They're called acrobats of the oaks because they flutter around so much. They're a gnatcatcher, so they catch their food on the wing.
Birding gives every walk you do a thing to look for. It gives it a purpose. You can walk through the same park many times and not see anything, or you can enjoy the sounds and identify the brown-headed nuthatch that might be singing over your head. You might notice nests or different behaviors of birds, and if you visit that area periodically, you might notice seasonal changes in what shows up. It's a good kind of natural relaxation to go birding. It's just you and the bird, and you're right in the moment. You don't think about much else.
When it's in the summer and it's all green, this verdant, lush forest surrounds you. You really become immersed, and you can really be part of the forest while you're on this boardwalk. It's definitely an escape from the hustle and bustle of life, and you can really just relax and rejuvenate your spirit just by being here in nature.
About 5 years ago, I came down here with my husband and my son, and we stayed at my parents' house in Cape Coral, and we decided to explore Naples. The guy that was giving us the tour, he said, you guys should go check out Clam Pass, and we did. And we walked down this beautiful boardwalk, and at the end of the boardwalk, the fog opened up and we saw this beautiful ocean. It was like turquoise waters, like I was in the Caribbean. We left the beach, went back to New Hampshire and sold our house, and here we are. I was never a morning person, and then I started going out paddleboarding at sunrise and found that that was the best time to go out. It's calm, there's no boats, there's no people. You can hear anything out there, the birds, the dolphins. It's magical out there. The color of the water in the morning at sunrise, you're getting all the different hues. You're getting pinks and oranges, and it's beautiful. And the water itself at that time, you can see the bottom. Every day is different. Every time I go out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened. I really think it's the dolphins that keep me going back. I have paddled with them for so long, and I never know what dolphin I'm going to see out that day. I still get excited every time. I got Winnie as a puppy, and I always knew that I wanted an adventure dog. She loves the dolphins just as much as I do. I always say that I think she was a dolphin in her past life. She seems to connect with them on a different level than I can.
Corkscrew is what Florida used to look like for thousands of years. And by having it protected, we conserve it for future generations to enjoy and benefit from.
If you don't slow down and get out of the car and move beyond just a snapshot, you're missing one of the most unique places in the world for flora and then all the organisms that interact with that flora.
You can be in a hotel in Naples and it'd be very fancy and they have the beaches, and if you just drive 45 miles east, you've made it to Big Cypress. It is one of the most remote areas east of the Mississippi. It's an incredible place.
Being outside makes me feel alive. I can go paddleboarding and go on a nature walk in one day, and that's just unbelievable to me. I don't think I'll ever get over that.